Welcome back. If you have followed on from our previous video, what I'm going to do now is to create a very basic design within Wappler and try as far as possible to use as little code view as I can. I'll not skip anything out even where I make mistakes, so you can see the product in a real world example and not the perfect or ideal world example. Hope you enjoy. All we have so far is a new project with images already uploaded to our server, the target set to the server, and a blank first page. Let's go to the top right under App Structure and select the framework for Bootstrap 4. I'll use the CDN link in my project. Next we're going to start building our page, starting with a header element. My particular reason for using this as a starting component is because I want to break out of Bootstrap's native grid and have a full width fluid background where my logo and slogan can be positioned. I'll set a color for my header background, then add a container element and a row element. Because I'd like some space at the top and bottom of my branding elements, I'll set some padding to my row. Note, I use all devices and not phone or any other. The reason for this is that Bootstrap 4 has 5 different breakpoints. Those are XL for extra large and includes all content for browser widths 1200 pixels and above. Then LG for large and affects all objects between a browser width of 993 to 1200 pixels. Then MD for medium for browsers with a width of 769 to 992. Then SM for small or browsers with a width of 577 to 768 pixels. Then XS, which stands for extra small and supports browser widths smaller than 576 pixels. The thing to remember though is that XS or extra small is actually assumed. So all is actually extra small. Then you can break away from that convention by setting phone or tablet or desktop, etc. I suppose a proper mobile first approach. Moving on. Note that I do not set padding top to 2, then padding bottom to 2, but instead use padding vertical to 2, so it pads both the top and the bottom. In my padded row, I add a column. Now my logo is made up of a PNG image file and text created inside Wappler. So instead of just adding the image inside the column, I'll rather add a display block first so I can keep the two image elements together in a group. Add the display block, then add the image as a child of the display block. Then add the paragraph text after the image. Next I want to add my slogan, but not part of the display blocks, so I could add it as a child of the column, but that would add it to the top, not the bottom. So I'll rather add it after the display block element. Now I'll click into the paragraphs and alter my slogan like this. Then my logo text like this. Now let's add the logo PNG image. Click the image placeholder, click the folder icon next to the source in the image properties, browse to the images folder and select your logo. I'll set the width and height and alternate text fields. A quick note here is that I would normally hit enter after each input. However, Wappler often does not respond to enter. It seems to want you to rather tab after certain entries. Keep this in mind, especially when using inline links on text. I'll click the responsive checkbox to make the logo respond to browser width changes and scale accordingly. With the logo text, I'm going to remove its default bottom margin because I'd like to vertically align it next to my logo image. And the extra margin would throw the vertical alignment. Then I'll set its display on all devices to be inline block, as this will make text go to the right of the logo. With the slogan, I'll remove the bottom margin as it is making the padding on my header look larger at the bottom, so rather make this 0. Then I will align it and the display block or logo group center over the column. I am going to set a bit of margin to the right of the logo so the text moves slightly. Then I would like the logo text to be in 3 lines. If I highlight the space between each word and hit return, Wappler would create 3 paragraphs out of this. These are known as hard returns. However, instead I use a shift return on a Mac, known as a soft return, which will create 3 BR tags or line breaks, keeping the text in a single P tag or paragraph tag. When I'm finished with a section and want to see what I have done, I find it a little tricky in Wappler because there is no real deselect all command or click off. So to achieve this, I just go to code view and click anywhere in the head, then go back to design view so I can see everything properly. Let's save our page so far. Next, I'd like to style all my header elements, but obviously this is difficult without some fonts and sizes to see what size or space each item is really going to take. So let's go to Google Fonts and select some variants for our logo text, slogan, and body copy. I'm choosing Roboto Condense for my body copy. It has 6 styles, so it should be sufficient for whatever my needs might become in future. And for now, I'll just bring in 2, light and bold. The next font is for my logo. I'll choose Orbitron in regular and black. Lastly, I'll get something for the company slogan. Let's choose Lobster, and I only want the regular version. At this point, I think it would be important to tell everyone, I am no designer. I code, but I really do not design. I'm a terrible designer, in fact. That being said, I chose these fonts based upon them being so different to one another, so you can clearly see the variation in the video training sessions. Let's move on. So next, I will open the little drop up box and copy the CSS declaration. Go back to Wappler, to code view, find my last style sheet entry in the head section and paste the one from Google right after it. Now I'll have to explain to those that are unaware of this. To add a Google font, you need the Google style sheet. And to add your own styles you should, but don't have to, have your own custom CSS file too. So I'm going to paste this again and just alter the href tag to point it to where my custom style sheet is about to go. To check if we should start with a prefixed /, let's take a look at the place logo image. No / there, so I will not use one either. I'm calling it something silly like my-wappler-styles.css, just so you can see that this is your own special name. Just don't use spaces in it and try avoid using special characters. Now let's go make a blank CSS file in the root of our local website directory and make sure we name it exactly the same as that. I'm going to add a blank comment block to the top with information just for me to avoid me going back to Google Fonts all the time trying to recall what I actually did there. After the copy paste from Google Fonts, I like to add in the font style info as I imported for quick reference. Let's create our first style declaration. I'll show you two different ways. The first with an ID selector by prefixing with the hash character. We call this whatever you like. I will call it hash my dash heading. Then add an open and close curly brace that we can add our styling commands into. I will add the Orbitron font and set the weight to the black version or 900. Let's save the CSS file, go back to the index file, we click on our heading to get its properties panel and add the ID, making sure it is exactly what you typed into your CSS file, just without the hash symbol in front. Save your file, publish your changes, which should publish your saved CSS file and index file. Well, at least that is what the console log tells me. As you can see, it is not altered in design view though. Let's try save again. Switch to code and back to design views. Close the index file and reopen it. Still not correct. Check the name in the code view and we see the issue. The Wappler GUI has removed my hyphen or dash symbol, so the names no longer match between the index and CSS files. You cannot override this in the GUI, but in code view you can. And now you see it working in design view. Just so you know, this is certainly not my recommended way of doing this for many reasons. Mainly because you should only ever have a single element in your index file named with a single ID. IDs need to be unique, so if you want to use the same style on 10 different elements, then you need 10 IDs, and that means that they'll all have to be the same. So I'll show you my recommended way instead, using the class selector. Change the prefixing hash symbol to a period symbol, save your CSS file, switch to the index file, and select your element. I'll remove the ID we added and add a class after any other classes that already exist. Go to the last one, add a space, and enter your class name, my-heading. I'll also set a color for the text at the same time. Checking the design view, I don't see the change. Let's save. Nope. Checking the design view. Close and reopen the file. No. Switch from design to code and back again. No. I better check what's wrong. Unfortunately, I don't see anything wrong here. So let's add some important declarations after each style command, just in case. Although I don't see that that would actually be needed. Save, go back to the index file. No. Close and reopen. Nope. Okay, let's check code again. This should be working as I see nothing incorrect here. I will try to select the tag I want to affect in a more granular way by adding a P before the class selector, in case the style is being overridden by another style from the CDN possibly. Save and go back to the index. Save and go back to the index file. Wait. Hold on, I'm a moron. I just realized what's wrong. Remove the P selector we just added, save and publish. I forgot to publish as I went. I only saved, and it pulls everything from the remote server, so it wasn't really getting the commands I'd added. Go back to the index file, back to design view, close and reopen, and voila, it's working. Let's go remove those silly important statements in the CSS file we added by mistake. Save, publish. Close the index file and reopen the index. Okay, that's looking great. Let's add some more styling like font sizing to the logo text and copy this across to the slogan with some modification. Save, publish, back to index file. Close and reopen it. The font size has worked as expected, but I still need to add whatever class name I chose in the CSS file to the slogan for that to work. That worked. And as you can see, the change was immediate because the CSS file was already on the server to look for, and the GUI accepted my hyphen character in the class selector field in Wappler. I'll set the color to yellow. Now let's try get position on my logo font. Because I have had this problem in the past, I can tell you that the logo image is set to vertical align of middle, and so my logo text also needs the vertical align set to middle, so they match up. Save, switch to the index file, save, publish, and switch to code. Click in the head section and back to design to see the alterations. I want to add some text under the header, so I select the header element and click the plus symbol to choose brand menu social dark. Let's remove the elements I do not want. I can see in the app structure that deleting this element left its container and only deleted the content. Let's check my synopsis in code view to make sure. Yep, that's it. Okay, in the app structure tree, I will just right click and delete the element rather. Now let's alter the navigation to add a drop down menu between home and about. Like this. And this is how you add a drop down header to it, as well as a drop down divider. Now, if only I could get the drop down to stop displaying over my content in design view, I would be ever so happy. I suppose it doesn't really matter right now. Let's go add some links to the nav items, like the social icons. Remember to hit tab after the entry and not enter. I'll just double check these alterations in code view, which looks great. Let's go back to design, save, publish again. And view our website in the browser. Refresh. I think it's looking quite decent. Functionality wise, the drop down works, and if I hover over a link and look in the bottom left hand corner, I can see the links seem fine. Okay, back at Wappler, let's add a footer to the page. Click after the nav header, select footers, contact center dark. Then adjust the footer properties, position to fixed bottom for now. Let's add some content. Select after the nav header again, click the plus symbol and select content, then title and subtitle. Let's highlight the text and change it to our own. While I type, it would be great to know what Wappler actually means. I have to admit, I looked it up in the Urban Dictionary or something, and it says, I'll just look here, a Wappler is a badass kid that is awesome at everything he does, and females flock to him like birds, most likely a god on the water, otherwise known as a wap. Comment if you agree or disagree, please. It seems a bit odd. Anyway, as you can see, I used a hard return, so I should have 2 paragraphs. Let's add a link to one of the words. Highlight it, click the linkage icon above, then remove the hash symbol and type your URL. This one is absolutely imperative that you hit tab afterwards, or it will not make the change. Let's check the changes in code. Okay, that all looks good. I want to add an image in the same column as the text, so I select my last paragraph, click on the plus symbol, choose image, select your source by browsing for it. Make sure to click responsive, or it will be too large for its container. Add some alternate text for the people with screen readers. Let's test out some corner rounding options. No, I don't like that. I really don't like that. Okay, all around, that makes it look a little better. Okay, all is looking alright at this stage. I'm just going to add some links to the footer elements. Make sure for email links you prefix the email address with mail to : and ensure you hit the tab key to confirm. I always do check this in code view after. No, things aren't working, and this is why I check in code view rather. The link didn't take. Back to design, I click on the newly created a tag surrounding the email address and rather make the change in the link properties panel. Back to code, and yeah, it's working now. To avoid this for telephone field, I'll first click the link button on my selected text and tab after the hashtag, then reselect it and change the link in the link properties panel as before. Similarly with telephone links, you must prefix them with tel:. That'll make mobile phones open it inside the normal dialer number pad. For the address, I want to link it to the Google Maps, so let's go find Apple Park. And share its link. I assume it's the one in the USA. However, in Google Maps, that image doesn't seem right. Oh well, for these purposes, it doesn't really matter. I'll do this the same way as the tel and mail before. Let's add the same link to the image. As you can see, no matter what I try, I cannot seem to make the image get an A tag to surround it. So I'm probably going to have to do this manually. Okay, I'm going to go to code view. I'm sure in the retail version of Wappler, things like this will be easier and more intuitive. But that's how I fixed it in code view. To finish up, I'm going to go and add some dummy links to the navigation elements so you can all see how that is done, and that it seems that can all be done directly through the design view GUI. although every time I adjust something in the drop down menu, it seems I just cannot get rid of it afterwards. Let's save and publish to test this in my browser. The drop down works, hovering over the links shows correctly in the bottom left of the browser window, so all looks great. Let's go back to Wappler. Well, I think I'm going to end off the second part here for Wappler Beta 27. I hope this helps everyone. I do try wherever possible to give way more information than what is required, regardless of if it is Wappler related or not. I'm no expert though, so please, if I say something untrue or silly, let me know in the comments. Hope to see you back in the upcoming part 3, where we make this website a little more interesting by adding the App Connect component. If you are enjoying these videos and you want me to continue with more, please like and subscribe. See you in the next video.